the main concern in much of the media, certainly the liberal media, is the reputedly disproportionate effect on black people. And it was Theresa May, in fact, who first raised that. I find that not entirely convincing in 2021. I think if a black person is picked up driving a BMW, the reasons are also a bit to do with class. They're not just to do with race. And I put it to you that identity politics has given us a rather narrow and myopic prism through which to look at knife crime. We're not allowed to discuss parenting in the discussion on knife crime.
You can discuss anything
no,
you want.
I'm talking about the mainstream view. Now, what worries me about Section 60 is that the target could so easily become your third component. You know, just about anybody who the police one morning decide may be, likely to inflict violence and serious violence. And it's the subjunctive and their judgment that we have to trust. And I think when you look at the wider panoply of what's happening in Britain with laws and free speech and cancel culture and lots of other things, I hold no brief for Extinction Rebellion, but if they protest in a reasonable way, they're allowed to do that. That's what democracy is. And I worry not that they will be targeted, that they will in fact assist the targeting of anybody with a serious cause who, for arbitrary reasons, is not liked. And this is part of an international trend. So I'm worried more about the threat to democratic rights in Section 60. And no, I have not read every clause of it.
So are you, in essence, are you against the policy change that Priti Patel has announced today, i.e. making it easier to introduce a Section 60? Are you against that?
I think I am against that, and I think, on the other hand, I wouldn't deny that Stop and Search has produced some results, and that she pointed to 50,000 knives being taken off the streets. But you and I know that to die at the hands of a knife is a terrible, terrible thing, but just taking knives off the streets and enforcing more draconian legislation is not the way to deal with a deep-seated problem that is in a number of communities, white as well as black. It goes much further. So this thing is ratcheting up the Stop and Search, and I think it's quite worrying.